Okay. Do you want me to read through like the introduction or?
Sure.
Okay. So for creative team problem solving to occur, it is essential for team members to utilize creativity and critical thinking skills. This unique exercise is designed to provide opportunity for each team member to positively contribute to and engage in a team problem solving exercise that challenges them in a creative and critical thinking way. Hopefully, each team will be surprised by the way they were able to successfully work together as a team to solve the problem presented them and make an effective oral presentation, given the serendipitous nature of the experience in the limited time allotment. So each of us need to locate and secure 2 small random items from their surroundings. And these will be used as visual aids in the presentation. So does everyone have 2 objects?
Okay. I have a water bottle and I have some Post-it notes.
Okay. I have a pen. Oh, go ahead.
I just have my pen and then the papers.
Okay.
I have a mini iPad and a coffee cup. Is a coffee cup and a water bottle too similar?
I don't know.
Because it said no duplicate items.
I feel
Okay,
like
I have a stapler. I'll use the iPad and a stapler.
okay.
What do you have, Justin?
A lighter
Good.
and a paper clip.
A lighter and a paper clip.
Oh.
Okay, so we need to create an effective 2-minute oral presentation that describes at least 3 common problem-solving issues facing healthcare professional teams. All chosen items must be utilized as visual aids. All members must have an active role, and everyone must have fun. And it says allow about 25 to 30 minutes for presentation preparation completion. So we need to come up with basically 3 scenarios that healthcare professionals face.
Okay. So I think you had a good point before when you were talking about the iPad, because I think there's a real problem with health literacy and stuff like that in healthcare. So a lot of doctors or nurses or healthcare will come around with a bunch of electronics, and a lot of times the elderly or kind of underprivileged won't understand how to use that. So I think maybe that could be an issue with involving the iPad.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay. So that's one of the items.
I think, like going along with that, we could use the sticky notes and say, like, because of our technology, that like our written communication isn't as effective as it should be.
Yeah.
Is that okay with everyone? I don't know.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. So we got the iPad and the sticky notes taken care of.
I think for the coffee cup, I think
We don't have that anymore.
oh, we don't? Okay.
We did the stapler and
Oh, the stapler.
the cup and the water bottle were too similar.
Okay, so maybe for the water bottle, I don't know if this is really an issue, but healthcare professionals staying hydrated while they're so busy. Is that a thing?
Yeah, or not having time, like enough time to go to the bathroom or take care of
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess a lot of like healthcare professionals don't take lunch breaks and stuff, and so
Yeah.
our first issue is that we're too wrapped up in technology. Our second is
The sticky notes.
that goes with the first one, right?
Yeah.
Because we can only
Oh, I see.
it says at least 3 common problem-solving things.
You know,
Oh.
we could put the sticky notes, the stapler, and the paperclip all in one and say something like, due to technology, sometimes when we have to revert back to old ways of doing things, we don't remember how, or something like that. And then we could get rid of more of them all in one swoop.
Okay.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Tie in like organization with that, like
Just
we're not like as organized or something.
something like that, yeah.
Or like paper
Okay.
charting. I know when I worked in hospice, like whenever our computers would go down, like the nurses didn't understand how to paper chart.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
So our second issue will be paper charting / organization issues.
Yeah. So, are we using that with the iPad, or is that a separate scenario from the iPad?
That's going to be different from the iPad. Was there a phone in there as well? Did somebody have a phone that they were using? Or was it just the iPad?
Just the iPad.
Okay.
We could
So
do
we could say the stapler, sticky notes, and the paperclip.
Yeah.
Okay. What else do we have? Well, Haley, you had pen and paper, so that would probably go under there too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a pillow and a blanket beside me too, if that would be easier.
If we only need to do 3 scenarios, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8 items, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Whatever.
So we could put the lighter with the water bottle and maybe say something about like self-care again, maybe with smoking, or maybe safety with like oxygen tanks and lighters, something like that that has to do with self-care.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. So that's water bottle and the lighter.
And
So
then
what
we,
should our like scenario be or whatever?
What'd you say?
Like what should the scenario be?
Oh.
What items do we have left?
The water bottle and the lighter?
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought we decided on doing something like employee health or maintaining health or something like that.
yeah.
So should we just say employee health or self-care?
Yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
the easiest. What are the other 2 items that we have left then?
We've
Use everything.
So we have the iPad for the technology scenario. We have the stapler, sticky notes, paperclip, pen, and paper
Okay.
for the charting / organization scenario. And then the water bottle and lighter for the employee health and self-care scenario.
Okay.
Is everyone okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So for the like employee health or self-care scenario, we can say that like employees don't necessarily get a lot of time, like they're often like skipping lunch breaks and probably have like problems staying hydrated and stuff.
hmm And I think along with the health, like mental health and stress could play in there. And I know smoking can be kind of a release for that stress for some people. So I think that could fit in there too.
Yeah. And it could also be like detrimental to someone's health too, I guess,
hmm
depending on how you look at it.
Yeah.
Like I guess we could say like they smoke to like relieve stress and stuff, but it can, I mean, we can say both sides, I guess.
Yeah. That all sounds good.
Okay.
That was easier to come up with than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. And so basically we just have to put it into a 2-minute presentation, right?
Yeah.
How do we want to split it up? I can talk about the technology one since I have the iPad, I guess.
Okay.
I'm good talking about the charts and stuff.
We'll have to split up one of them between two people. I'm not sure what one we want to do that with.
You could probably talk about different aspects of the employee health. You know, one person could do something like making sure that, you know, you stay hydrated and get proper nutrition and that kind of stuff, but then also make like good choices with relieving stress and exercising and all that kind of stuff.
We could do that. I could talk about, or Laura, would you rather talk about taking care of themselves or like better ways to relieve stress?
I'll do either one, whichever.
All right, I can talk about taking care of themselves.
Okay, so I'll do relieving stress. Did it say something about like we have to have the objects visible? Is that during our presentation? Is that what that meant?
It says all chosen items must be utilized as visual aids in the presentation.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if we maybe start and go around and do like everybody shows what they have and then we just talk about it when we present, because obviously with some of these we won't be able to, because it only shows one person talking at one time and we're not going to have all the objects, so
Oh, right.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I think as long as we go through and just show them, you know, and then reference back to them when you talk about it, I think that'll be okay.
I guess if you're talking about one of the items that you have, you can like show it while you're talking to, I guess, just hold it. But if you don't,
Just be in the corner, like holding up whatever you had.
Mhm.
yeah.
All right.
Do we want to do a practice thing? It says, okay,
I don't know.
a practice run-through is recommended before the actual final presentation is given. This will ensure everyone knows their part in the overall presentation is limited to 2 minutes. Then the team presentation begins.
Do you want me to time it?
Yeah, I guess you could. It says as each team member talks, the objects chosen should be made visible to the other team members, which is kind of Just whoever has the object that that person's talking about, just hold it up, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can still see it down in the corner.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Should we start it then? The practice run?
Sure. Do you want me to start with the technology one?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So the first object we have is an iPad, and our first scenario that we chose is that healthcare professionals are getting too wrapped up in technology. Oftentimes we have electronics, and the elderly are underprivileged and unaware of how to effectively communicate with other healthcare professionals because of all the technology that we utilize.
The next issue that we have to talk about is paper charting and organizational issues, particularly when the technology we just talked about goes down. To represent that, we have a paperclip and a stapler, some paper, a pen, and some sticky notes. It is common for technology to fail, and then we have to revert back to old ways of paper charting and submitting lab requests and that kind of thing through paper. This can be confusing, especially for newer nurses and staff who have not had to deal with paper charting like they used to in the past. And this can be confusing. It can also lead to errors in medical records and issues with billing and all that kind of stuff.
And then we.
Oh, sorry. Our items for that one were the sticky notes, stapler, paperclip, pen, and paper.
What'd you say?
Oh, I just thought, do we have to introduce our items before we?
I did.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
That's
must
okay.
have, my bad. Okay, Haley, you can go.
No, that's fine. So I stopped the timer on 1 minute and 40 seconds. So I think that we're doing pretty good.
Okay.
Okay, so then I would just add that the other item that we talked about is the water bottle, and that it's important for healthcare providers to take care of themselves, make sure they're getting enough to drink and not skipping bathroom breaks. Making sure they're staying hydrated, because you can't take care of others if you're not well yourself.
And then our last item was the lighter. And in healthcare, it can get really busy and very stressful. So some people may revert to smoking to relieve stress, but this can be detrimental to our health, and we should find other ways for stress relief, such as exercising.
Awesome.
Alrighty.
Oops.
Did everyone hold up their items? I guess I wasn't really paying attention to that part, but just I guess don't forget to do that.
I forgot to do that.
That's okay. That's why we practiced.
Okay.
Okay. Are we ready to go for good this time? Okay.
Does it have to be right at 2 minutes?
I think around it'll be okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as it's around 2 minutes, it should be okay. Were we way over?
No, it was just a little over, but not much.
Yeah, I
it
think that should be okay.
wasn't a minute over or anything, but just a few seconds.
Okay. Are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The first item that we have is an iPad, and our first scenario is that healthcare professionals often get too wrapped up in technology. We have too many electronics, and this can be, the elderly are underprivileged and unaware of how to effectively communicate with healthcare professionals because they don't necessarily know how to use the technology.
Our next issue is represented by the paperclip, stapler, sticky notes, pen, and paper. When the technology that we just talked about fails, we have to revert back to some of our old ways of doing things like paper charting and submitting requests by paper. This can lead to organizational issues and also issues with employees not understanding what the protocol is now because they're just not used to it. That can lead to medical errors, which are bad.
The next item we have is a water bottle. And we said it represented healthcare providers not taking care of themselves by getting enough water or being able to take enough bathroom breaks because they get wrapped up in work or they're just busy or forget.
Item that we have is a lighter. It has to do with employee health because with our busy lives and the stress of working in healthcare fields, people might use smoking to relieve that stress. And that is detrimental to our health, and we need to find other ways to relieve that stress, such as exercising.
And that is our presentation.
That was like right at 2 minutes.
Perfect.
Woo! Nailed it.
And then, so just like the team debriefing part, it says, as a team, spend some time discussing your individual reactions and experience, what thoughts and feelings are stimulated by the experience, and how well did each of you respond creatively and in a critical thinking way. What ways did you sense positive or negative synergy? How were your team's confidence, problem solving, and presentation skills developed?
We just talked about stuff, I guess, and kind of figured it out. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think we did awesome.
First.
I think it really helped me to have you guys to bounce ideas off of because when I was reading this by myself, I really did not understand it.
Yeah.
But once we got going, it was a lot easier.
I was the same way. I was super nervous about it.
Yeah.
But I think we did pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely helped having others to talk about it with, too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then we just have to write a reflection paper, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Nice. I was expecting it to be a lot more difficult, to be honest.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
Easy, yeah.
We were going to use all of those objects, but it didn't take us very long to come up with ideas after we started like talking about it. It was pretty easy.
Yeah, once we had the items, it seemed like it went pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I know if this was just me alone, I'd be taking like 2 days on trying to figure out different items.
Well, does anyone have any like last comments or anything?
I don't think so.
Nope.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Well, also sometime this week we have to talk about our team name and what we want to do our final presentation over.
Do we have to talk about it on Google Hangouts?
I think we can just do it by email.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we just send it to him this week. Or by next Monday, I think, probably, but.
okay. Has anybody
So,
come
just
up with some sweet team names for us? No.
Thought about it too much.
I don't really understand what the presentation is over, I guess.
I think it's just a topic in healthcare, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, so we can maybe do some research this week about it, look at the syllabus and stuff, and then we can email each other or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe if everybody like came up with a couple ideas.
I think the focus or top or whatever of the group is going to be like learning, because there was, I think, like tasks and something else and learning. So I think ours is going to be learning probably, because we'll probably just give a presentation about something. So maybe does everybody want to maybe pick out a topic and just a team name and then just email it to everybody else, and we can kind of go from there just to kind of get the ball rolling on stuff.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, that works.
Alrighty. Well, have a good night, everyone.
You too. See you
Yep,
guys
you too.
later.
Bye.
Bye.